Hello, everyone. Marjorie Roman here, and welcome back to another episode of Short-Term Rentals with the one and only, our short-term rental coach, Tijani. Thank you so much for coming today.
Welcome.
And today we're going to talk about one of your expertise topics, which is boutique hotels. I feel like this is such a revolutionary idea because now, instead of just going to a regular fancy hotel, you have a boutique hotel tailored specifically for your needs. So first of all, what is the difference between a regular short-term rental listing and a boutique hotel listing?
Well, for one, I want to kind of make sure we outline a difference between just a regular hotel and a boutique hotel as well, because I think there's some relevance there. Understand that a boutique hotel usually tends to be, a smaller unit. You might hear some experts classify boutique hotels 60 doors and under. You may hear some say 100 doors and under. Some may go as low as 50 doors and under. But a boutique hotel essentially is a smaller hotel. It's a more family style, more mom and pop. They tend to not be as, consistent in terms of just aesthetics that like regular hotels. A boutique tends to have more unique features. A boutique hotel is more operated. You might see some that maybe don't even have a front desk, right? They may have more seamless check-in instructions. So those are kind of difference between a boutique hotel and a traditional hotel. But when you compare a boutique hotel to a short-term rentals, there's still differences there as well. Of course, although still some similarities. But a boutique hotel is now you have multiple doors in one location. And that one of the biggest things that's different from a short-term rental is the kind of experiences that you can provide at a boutique hotel. So a lot of times you may see boutique hotels with different themes in each unit, right? And also you may see boutique hotels that provide other amenities, like maybe they're snacks and things like that, things that they can provide to the masses in mass form, but in each individual units because everything is in one location. So I love the boutique hotel strategy versus the short-term rental strategy because for one, inventory management is easier. Everything to me is actually easier.
Even if you're customizing it, because you mentioned how you can also customize each of the units.
Yeah.
How do you go about your inventory and keeping track of all of that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. See, there's inventory in terms of expenses to get it going. Then there's operations costs, right? Inventory in terms from an operations perspective, because then this is the refilling of items, the sheets and all that jazz. It's a whole lot easier when you have a boutique hotel because you can have even the way you handle linens could be more streamlined. The way you handle inventory management could be a whole lot more streamlined. Your cleaning team, right? Your cleaning team could be more streamlined, and even the way you operate. Some boutique hotel might require you to have somebody that's there on site, and then some you may be able to run with nobody there and running it off site, run it completely off site. So another thing to be mindful of when it comes to boutique hotels is the additional calls. You'll get a lot more calls because understand you're operating as a hotel now, not just a short-term rental. So yes, if you operate in a boutique hotel, you should be on all the OTAs, all the short-term rental platforms. But understand, now you don't just have a short-term rental. Seen as you actually have that hotel title, this means that marketing comes into place heavily as well. So you should have a direct a website specifically for that hotel. And what's going to happen is when you're branding it and marketing it the right way, because it is a hotel, people, especially people of the baby boomers and people of the older generation, they're going to call and make those reservations. A lot of them may not even book it online. So it'd probably be a good idea to have an additional team member just taking calls, right, from your guests and for people that want to book the property. So a lot of additional factors is definitely to consider versus a short-term rental for sure.
For sure. Even if you look into regular hotels, they have a whole call floor full of people that are taking all of those different bookings and making sure that the customers are being served. Even me as a guest myself, I've called to hotels where instead of me talking to someone at the hotel, I was actually talking to a call center that was way far away from the hotel that I was staying at. And it's just because they wanted to make sure that they provided a good experience to the customers, which I feel like it's the same when it comes to boutique hotels. Now, when it comes to this type of business, what is the process like to acquire these type of properties? Can you just transform short-term rentals into a boutique hotel? Is that even a possibility?
So for me, and I'll tell you what I did. When I first started deciding that I wanted multiple doors in one location, I started looking at boutique hotels. I started looking at small motels, mom and pop hotels, or boutique hotels that I can actually come in and spruce up and add my own flavor to and convert this property and just make it really, really nice and turn that property up. But ran into a few issues just identifying specific kind of boutique hotels. They were very few and far between, for one. And secondly, the financing terms on them is a lot more stringent than traditional investment routes. But I do like boutique hotels because a lot of times, understand, a lot of these folks that own these boutique hotels or these mom and pop hotels, a lot of them don't keep good books, right? A lot of them have had the property for a while. Some of them has had it in multiple generations. And so as a result, they don't keep good books. And as such, lenders and banks won't fund them because a lot of times they need good books to be kept. And so, while, it could be looked at as a bad thing. Yeah, we can't get this thing funded, but it's also a good thing because, i.e., here go your opportunity to buy it creatively, to buy it just between a deal between you and the seller with no banks involved, and then get good books for 12 months or 24 months, and then go ahead and refinance it if you want to. If that's depending on the terms of the agreement. And so, but for me, I started looking at properties that were traditional multifamily. I kind of went back to how I said, man, I know how to buy the traditional route. I know how to buy normal kind of assets. So how about I just buy like an apartment and then just convert that to the boutique hotel that I want it to be? And that's what I started doing. What you can do, you can identify or purchase smaller motels or mom and pop hotels, or you can purchase an apartment complex and convert it to a boutique hotel, which is something that I started doing. And it's been a heck of an experience, and the value add to those properties. I mean, and even remember we talked about the experience that you can provide you can do in a boutique hotel earlier. One of the things we're doing now is like we're about to add like a few vending machines in some of them, but understand not just regular vending machines that sell snacks and sodas and stuff, is vending machines that'll sell things that people need in their short-term rentals, right? Like toothbrushes and toothpaste and things like that, and energy drinks and BC powders and things like that to help with headaches for those late nights. And so all those things that will be just help enhance the experience for a guest is what we're including in our vending machines. And so, but you don't have a lot of units in one location, it's kind of hard to do that. It might not be worth it, right? So another really, really good benefit of boutique hotels for sure.
For sure. And it's super cool how you're truly thinking about what your customers are going to need, what your guests are going to need. Because then again, when it comes to boutique hotels, you want to make sure that your guests feel like royalty when they are staying in those units.
Absolutely.
Now, you did mention that when you were looking at a couple of the boutique hotels, they were a little far away. So how do you go about finding the right location for these properties?
Well, so for me, the location just comes down to, for one, what state it's in, because we're looking for deals way outside, not even in our state. Oh, wow. So the distance isn't an issue whatsoever. Okay. It's just more so what that market has to offer, the location, right? And running the play that way. And it's always interesting because a lot of times we do a lot of the same research that requires for short-term rentals. We look at things like that to help us determine what the location has to offer.
So what are some of those basic characteristics that you guys look for in these locations then?
So, what's crazy is that a lot of folks, that's one of the biggest questions that a lot of folks have, is like the location. Is this a good location for my short-term rental, for my boutique hotel, whatever the case may be? You can actually apply what's considered like the Burger King effect or the Burger King and McDonald's method, what I like to say, because you have to consider McDonald's spent a bunch of money, millions of dollars, to confirm the actual the demand and to anticipate the demographics and finding that right location. They spent a lot of money to identify the perfect spot, right? And so what Burger King did was, you guys spent all the money. Why don't we just come right around the corner from you? We're just a block from you or within a mile from you, right? And so you look at who we can mimic, who we can do that to in this space that we're in is the hotels, right?
That's right.
The hotels aren't just there by happenstance. There was money invested to confirm not only the kind of cash flow to expect, but also the demand for short-term rentals in that particular area. So you asking the question, well, is this a good location? Will this location work? Well, is there a hotel within a couple miles from you? Is there a hotel within a mile from you? Is there a hotel within that vicinity? Because understand that there's already been research done to confirm that there is demand for short-term stays in that area.
That's right. At that point, you're using the hotel Hotel's resources to actually tap into a really good area for you to have your new business. Awesome. And what are some of the difficulties that you found as you started getting into the boutique hotel business? Because I know that you started in short-term rentals, but then you did a little bit of a transition and added that into your portfolio. So what were some of those challenges that you faced?
I think the biggest, I guess, two things that I would say kind of hit me that I was like, okay, this is a lot. But well, for one, I would say the amount of furnishing that goes with it, like the method, a lot of the ways that you probably furnish a traditional one bedroom, you probably need to have just have a better strategy and systems in how you're going to furnish 20 doors at one time or 10 doors at one time. So furnishing so many doors at one time was definitely a little bit different for sure. Fun. But definitely, it was, fun.
Yeah, like it comes with the pains and everything.
Exactly. Fun with everything that comes with, right? And so with that, also the funding, right? You have to understand the funding is an important component of it, because now we're doing bigger deals. And a lot of time, depending on the deal, you need to raise some capital or maybe get into some partnerships to get these deals closed. Now, the good thing is that with any real estate deal at all, you need only three things. You need the knowledge and experience, you need the time, and you need the money. I learned this from my really good friend, Chris. And he said, and the thing is that you need the knowledge, experience, you need the time, and you need the money. I'm gonna say that part again, my bad. In any real estate deal, you need three things. You need the knowledge and experience, you need the time, and you need the money. Now, the good news is that realistically, you only need one of the two components. You don't necessarily have to have all three. Now, I will employ every single person to focus on the knowledge and experience. Increase your intellectual property, which is what you know. When you increase your intellectual property, that's something that nobody can take away from you. If you are able to look at a deal and you have the knowledge on how to analyze it, say, hey, this is a good deal. Like, this deal will work, this deal will cash flow nicely. Then once you package it up, you shop it, the money will come. And so that's something that folks need to understand. You don't have to have all the pieces of the puzzle, especially not the money. If the deal makes sense, the money will follow it. So especially if you're looking to get into boutique hotels, and I hear a lot of folks that want to get into the space and buy a bigger building to do a boutique hotel, and they always say, and it's always that five. That five is that max. No, I'll probably say that 5-year goal. And I tell them all the time, why are you waiting that long? Like, why are you waiting that long? You can get it. Why isn't that a goal for this year or even next year? This year, because
or even this month,
or even you can. We can start working on this right now, because understand, you don't have to have all the pieces of the puzzle. You just need to have the intellectual property. If you can understand the knowledge, get the knowledge part down, and watch the magic that happens.
That's true. Thank you so much again, TJ. And thank you to our audience. So there you have it. The time is now. And even if you're looking into investing in a boutique hotel, you don't need all the resources, because there's someone else out there that can give you the resources that you're missing. We're going to see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.